Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So everybody's awake. It's really encouraging to see all of you in this room, and it's been a great 3 days. The Global Youth Economic Opportunities Conference has been an amazing success from our perspective. And when I say our perspective, this is the foundation perspective. And I also want to introduce my colleague, Anne, who's the microfinance director. So my comments are really, they are comments that I'm sharing with all of you. It's been a great opportunity for us to network, to learn from different practitioners in the field, to hear what other bilaterals and multilaterals are doing. So thank you very much, Fiona, Tim, and the Making Sense team for making this possible. It's been really fascinating to see the range of stakeholders that you've been able to get to this conference. Starting right from the young people, I think that was an amazing experience for all of us to really listen to them and hear what they want from us. They want us to be trusting them. They want us to be giving them the platform where they can really express their views. And I think that's really important for us. You've been able to get practitioners from across the field that are doing amazing work. I think there's some very interesting pilots. The challenge still remains around how we're going to scale up this work and how we're really looking at collective impact. The bilaterals, the multilaterals. I think one of the constituencies probably that we will have to work towards getting onto this platform would be the government. And I'm not sure whether we had any government representatives as such, but I think they do play a very important role. And I guess when it comes to real call to action, the government policies are so important when it comes to the lives of young people. So I think that's something that we can definitely do better. Coming to the foundation, the MasterCard Foundation, we're a relatively new foundation. We were set up in 2006 when the company went public and set aside, it was really an unprecedented gift of generosity when they set up the foundation. And we are an independent foundation, so completely separate from MasterCard worldwide. We have two areas that we focus on, one being microfinance and the other one being youth learning. Our vision is really to ensure that all young people particularly have an opportunity to learn and prosper. We're particularly interested in sub-Saharan Africa, so most of our investments are geared towards sub-Saharan Africa. We have, over the last several years, realized that the work that we're doing around youth financial services and employment opportunities is really the key to help young people to make the transition from where they are in the cycle of poverty to prosperity. So more and more you'll be seeing the foundation really linking up the work that's happening in youth financial services with the work that's happening on the employment side. We have been listening to young people across sub-Saharan Africa. We've been trying to understand their needs and their aspirations. What is it that they really want to see for themselves? We really want to see how young people can really truly become transformational leaders. We want them not only to change their own families, but we also want them to go beyond and transform their own communities and hopefully their own countries. There are immense challenges, and I don't have to tell all of you. There are issues around access to education. There are issues around transitions from primary to secondary to higher education to workforce development. There's the whole gap around demand and supply. There's a lot of skill training that's happening, but it's not getting these young people anywhere. There are growth sectors in Africa. How are we really aligning our programs around agribusiness, green growth, ICT, financial services? How are we going to really be working with the private sector? That's what young people are really looking for. In the last several years that we've been in Africa, Africa is a continent on the move, you know. Every day there are things that are happening. What we are really hoping to achieve from a foundation perspective is to really see how the youth financial services become more accessible to young people. How can we really work with microfinance institutions and ensure that young people have access to savings and credit? How are we really going to be working towards comprehensive employment models that take care of the demand and the supply side? How are we going to really bring about entrepreneurial skills right from an early stage. So we're looking at primary education, secondary education, and even if a young person doesn't want to become an entrepreneur, going forward, that's a skill set everybody needs. When I'm recruiting somebody, I'm looking at the risk-taking appetite of that person. I want entrepreneurs in those positions that the foundation is offering. So I think this is going to be a very critical set moving forward. So we really want to see how we're building this from the early years. Again, in all the work that we're doing, we're really trying to see how young people's voices are not just incorporated in the program design, but how we're really holding ourselves accountable, how they're going to be part of the monitoring process, how they're really going to be evaluating the programs where these investments are being made for them. So I think that's, again, a very critical part of all that the foundation is doing. I wanted to share one particular example because as I was referring to, youth financial services and employment opportunities are becoming really important, and how we integrate our work in both these spheres is going to be really important for holistic development when it comes to a young person's life. This particular program that is there in front of you is around where we've tried to incorporate how we're able to respond to the learning needs of a young person, and at the same time provide opportunities for young people to earn as well as to save. It's a very interesting consortium of 4 partners. Some of them are here in this room with you. There's CAP Foundation, which is working in Kenya and really trying to work on the technical and vocational skills. So they're really trying to see how the government can really incorporate some of the best practices when it comes to providing skills to young people that are geared to the demand side. We have a program with Swiss Contact in Uganda, where again we are really trying to see how non-formal skills can play a very important role in really helping young people experience the whole entrepreneurial life cycle. We also have Fundesi in Paraguay as part of this consortium, and this is a model that they've developed in Paraguay that they've now taken to Tanzania, where they're developing self-sustaining schools. So at a very early stage, young children are actually going through the whole entrepreneurial skill set, and they are running successful enterprises. We have University of Minnesota also as part of this program because we as a foundation are very interested in results. We really want to see how we are making impact. What does it really mean? What is going to be success when it comes to a young person's life? So right from the word go, we have University of Minnesota as a learning partner, which is really setting the learning framework around how we're going to hold ourselves measurable around common indicators, what would impact look like, and they are going to be involved in annual learning cycles and reflections that we're going to be having, as well as the midterm review and final reviews. If you want more information on this, I'll be happy to share this consortium program that we're doing. In terms of how we work as a foundation, we don't go in for unsolicited funding. So basically what it means at the foundation level, we do a lot of research, and we're constantly looking out for what are the good models that are out there, and that's why it was really important. We were 7 of us here at this conference. We were really trying to listen and absorb and see what was going on in this field. And once we've done our research, then we really reach out to potential partners and try to really better understand the work that the partners are doing. And then moving forward, we really try to co-create a program with them because we feel it's really important that the program design is really right. Because I think for most of the funders, and especially when I go back to my previous experience when I was a practitioner, most of the funders would get very frustrated with results. And one had noticed that because they hadn't paid enough attention to the program design, the results that they were looking for were never really part of the program design. So we really spent a lot of time, and it could take 8 months to 12 months to really get the program design right. So that's what we really do, and try to accompany the partners very closely in this process. And also, we're really trying to ensure that the work that the foundation is doing, either it's within the youth learning space or within the microfinance, how we're really providing opportunities for our partners to collaborate with each other, how we're kind of creating the platform where they could share knowledge and experience and see how they can really scale up the work that they're doing, be it at a country level, be it at a regional level, because at the end of the day, we're all really interested in systems level work. the challenges that young people are facing are immense. And if we really want to have impact, I think there's no way we can do it alone. So collaborations are absolutely critical. Finally, in terms of what we are going to be investing in moving forward, pretty much our strategy is going to remain the same. We are going to be investing more on youth financial services, be it to access to products, savings, credit, etc. We are going to be looking for more and more comprehensive models that can be scaled up. We're very interested in technology. So we really want to see how we can use technology both in education as well as workforce development. So we're really going to be focusing, and I'm sorry I'm out of time, but you can all read what's up there, and if any of you want further information, I'll be happy to share that with you. So thank you very much, Tim.